prophecy of stones cry out. The statement stones crying out is a prophetic foreshadow of the end times exodus and the prophecy of the end times. The things Christ did and the testimony of Christ is the spirit of prophecy, so we know that there's a prophetic utterance within. In the book of Revelation, chapter 19, verse 10, it says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Jesus. Worship God, for the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy." Christ says about the multitudes that if they remain silent, that the stones will cry out. And this is a prophetic utterance of the end times. Going through all of the points in this, point by point, first we're going to look by the number one, multitudes gathering at Jerusalem. Luke chapter 19, verse 37 and 38 says, "And when he was come nigh, even now at the descent of the Mount of Olives, the whole multitude of the disciples began to rejoice and praise God with a loud voice for all the mighty works that they had seen, saying, Blessed be the King that cometh in the name of the Lord, peace in heaven and glory in the highest." Point number two, the multitude were crying out at Jerusalem, "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." Luke chapter 19, verse 39 and 40. "And some of the Pharisees from among the multitude said unto him, Master, rebuke thy disciples. And he answered and said unto them, I tell you that if these should hold their peace, the stones would immediately cry out." There's 2 points here. Point number 3 and point number 4. And point number 3 is that the stones would cry out if the multitudes would hold their peace. And Christ then begins to talk about the surrounding and the sacking of Jerusalem in point number 4. Luke chapter 19, verse 41 through 44 goes on and says, "And when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it, saying, If thou hadst known, even thou, at least in this thy day, the things which belong unto thy peace, but now they are hid from thine eyes. For the days shall come upon thee, that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee around, and keep thee in on every side, and shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee, and they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knowest not the time of thy visitation." Now all these points are all prophetic points for what will take place later. They are a prophetic foreshadow of the end times. Now going to the point where we see where the people are gathered with the multitudes. And this is point number 1. The multitudes are gathered at Jerusalem for the end times. And we see this with the book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 4. "And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel." And this is the gathering of the people for the end times that will occur for the next Exodus at Jerusalem with 144,000. Point number 2, the lost tribes and remnant being gathered are the stones at Jerusalem. Revelation chapter 7, 5 through 8. "And then of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Naphtali were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Simeon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Zabulon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph were sealed 12,000. And of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000. So we see there are 12 tribes that are gathered in Jerusalem, and this will occur with the remnant of these 12 tribes. And these 12 tribes, each of them have a specific stone. These 12 tribes are gathered at Jerusalem, and these are stones. These are tribal stones of 12 different brothers, which are 12 tribes. And each of these tribes have a stone with the name on it with their name. So there are 12 precious stones for each of these members. Revelation chapter 21, verse 19 through 20 says, "And the foundations of the wall of the city were garnished with all manner of precious stones. The first foundation was jasper, the second sapphire, the third chalcedony, the fourth emerald, the fifth sardonyx, the sixth sardius, the seventh chrysolite, the eighth beryl, the ninth a topaz, the 10th a chrysoprasus, the 11th a jacinth, and 12th the amethyst." So these are the stones that are the 12 stones that are going to be gathered at Jerusalem. Point number 3. The stones cry out, "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord," calling for all to come and gather for the end times exodus as the bride goes into the wilderness. And this is seen in the book of Revelation chapter 22, verse 17, where the Spirit and the bride say, "Come," and let him that heareth say, "Come," and let him that is athirst come, and whosoever will, let him take of the water of the life freely. Those who come to the gathering will be called blessed. Those who say, "Come, come, come," and everybody comes to Jerusalem, when everybody comes, they will say, "Blessed is he who comes." Matthew chapter 23, verse 39. "For I say unto you, you shall not see me henceforth till you shall say, Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord." And Jerusalem with the stones gathered will cry out, "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord," before the Exodus, before Christ comes. This is point number 4, that the tribes are united with the remnant Gentiles in Exodus out together as the city is surrounded. Luke chapter 21, verse 20 and 22. "And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled." And in the Exodus of old, there was 12 stones with names written on each of the stone for the name of each one of the 12 tribes. And that was how they were gathered. And in the end times, the entire remnant and the 144,000 will be under one stone, under one name, with one king. And the gathering of the people will be to Jerusalem. And this is how the prophecy will be fulfilled for the next Exodus. And it's promised in the book of Revelation chapter 2, verse 17. "He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the hidden manna, and will give him a white stone, and in the stone a new name written, which no man knoweth, saving he that receiveth it." So when everybody's gathered to Jerusalem with the multitudes, they will not be able to hold their silence and keep their peace, but they will likewise, as Christ prophetically shared, that they will cry out, "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." And this is the prophecy of the stones cry out.